Can this $180 ice cream maker make desserts as good as your favorite ice cream shop? Now sure, it's pricey, but if you use it once a week, it could basically pay for itself. I've made hundreds of pints of homemade ice cream with my Ninja Creami, and now I'm here to find out if this machine is worth adding to your kitchen. With ice cream shop prices skyrocketing, now's the perfect time to take control of your cravings at home. But before we start making the ice cream, how easy is it to assemble straight out of the box? Now the main unit does come like this out of the box. It's almost set up right away, but then it does come with a pretty extreme number of pieces. So let's see how well they fit together and if the instructions are clear or if this just becomes another IKEA project. So for step number one, our dispensing handle. This basically just attaches onto the bottom down here. I had it upside down, but there we go. It attaches on and just clicks into place. And now this is gonna be our toppings funnel. And once you get the orientation of this thing correctly, it just slides into place right into here. Something like this. Next up, this is just the drip tray. Slides onto the bottom right here and clicks into place. And this piece is gonna be our warming cup that our warm toppings are gonna go into a little bit later. It just sits right here. This little funnel is gonna be used to make sure our toppings are not too big. And the topping containers came pre-installed, but they're just gonna be put into here when we're ready to make ice cream. And now the good news is that in under 2 minutes, I fully assembled everything outside of the bowl that's gonna hold our ice cream and the lid after I put the bowl into here. There was no additional tools and not too much guesswork required. But now, what's it actually like to make ice cream with this machine? Step one is choosing the toppings that you might want to use. I've got my choices of M&Ms, hot fudge, sprinkles, and chocolate chips right here. And all you do is lift the lids off of the topping containers. Use this funnel to make sure that the toppings aren't too large, so as long as they can go through, you're in good shape. And then just fill up your toppings container. And then once you've got all your dry toppings in place, you can fill the warming cup with any liquid toppings that you want. I'm using freezing cold hot fudge, and I'm definitely curious to see just how warm this cold hot fudge ends up getting. And now for making the actual ice cream, it comes with this mixing bowl to make it, but the biggest downside I've seen so far about this product is that you have to freeze this bowl for 24 hours ahead of actually using the machine. Now, thankfully, I've already done that, so we can start making the ice cream. And today I'm gonna make their basic vanilla ice cream. The other downside is that if you wanna make 2 different flavors, you have to refreeze the bowl again for another 24 hours or just own 2 of the bowls and have them both frozen. So this recipe starts with 1 cup of whole milk. Oh my God, it's leaking. Oh gosh. So it turns out there's a huge hole on the bottom of the freezer bowl here, and that's because it's supposed to go inside of the machine before you pour your ingredients. So let's place the bowl inside and try again. I'm gonna place the mixing paddle into there too so that it's prepared. And now once again, 1 cup of whole milk. Oh, thank God it's not leaking this time. 3/4 cup of sugar, which definitely feels like a lot of sugar, but it is ice cream. 2 cups of heavy cream. Gotta get all that fat in for the ice cream. A tablespoon of vanilla. Make sure you use real vanilla, it tastes so much better. And of course, a little bit of salt for flavor. Now the lid goes on, and now it's time to turn it on and start making ice cream. If you just want the ice cream, you obviously turn it here, but I want the warming plate to go on too, so I'm gonna turn the knob all the way and let's get it started. And immediately, it's starting to spin in there and making ice cream. In terms of how loud it is, I'm gonna let you hear it for just a second. But it's probably hard to tell how loud that actually is through the microphone. I'd say it's about as loud as your microwave, I think would be a good comparison, maybe just slightly louder than a microwave, so it's not too loud at all. Now, one of the things I did realize is that it recommends you actually chill the mixture ahead of time, so you mix it all together and then chill it with the bowl. All my ingredients were cold anyway, so I don't think it really matters, but if you do that, you can then just pour the mixture through this opening on the bottom so that you don't have to unassemble and reassemble all of these pieces. Now it says it's gonna be ready in 25 to 30 minutes, so I'll be back with you when it looks like it's ready to go. It's now about 25 minutes later, and the ice cream is definitely looking ready to dispense. So while the pre-freezing was a little bit of a hassle, at least the process afterwards was pretty straightforward. So now let's try dispensing into a cone, which are conveniently stored on the side over here. Will the texture be creamy and satisfying, or is it gonna be a grainy disappointment? I'll try pulling down the handle to dispense here, and I think maybe I was supposed to leave it on to dispense. So let's try with it on now, and there we go. That's the ice cream. Oh my God, it's a little bit liquidy for sure. Oh, definitely takes some practice at first. And I'd say it's a little bit too runny right now. We're gonna come back in like 5 more minutes and try once again. Now it's been about a total of 30 minutes. Now, if you chilled your ingredients ahead of time, I think the process would be about 10 minutes quicker, but let's take a look and see how it is now. From the inside, it's looking much creamier, but now dispensing, so much thicker and definitely looking much better to get that perfect swirl around the cone. I'm clearly a beginner at this, but hey, it's not going too poorly. Oh. So my cone swirling definitely needs a little bit of work, but hey, at least I've got an ice cream cone now. Now, before we actually do the taste test and get some toppings on this ice cream, let's quickly talk about the cleanup of the machine. Now, our freezer bowl, the lid, and the handle assembly here do have to be washed by hand. Every other piece here, the toppings, containers, the warming cup, and everything else can all be put in the dishwasher. So overall, I think you could get the cleaning done in 10 minutes or less, which definitely isn't too bad, but I do wish all of it was dishwasher safe and not just a majority of it. But now for the most important part, let's get to the taste test. Now, all 3 of the dry ingredients dispense with these little knobs right here, and the toppings all come down this chute and dispense out right here. I'm gonna try out the sprinkles because with my terrible cone, I think those will hold on here the most. And those definitely created a bit of a mess on my counter, but hey, most of them stuck on the cone. Let's try throwing some M&Ms on there too, why not? And we got a couple on there. And now last up, our hot fudge. How warm did it actually get? And just taking a look at it, it's definitely still not a liquid consistency like I would hope it to be, but let's try tasting it to see if it's any warmer. And it definitely is. Considering it was freezing cold when I put it in there, it's a little bit above room temperature right now, so it's close to a liquid consistency, but gonna be hard to get on my ice cream. So I guess the only way to get some hot fudge on would be to dip this into it, so let's try that out a little. And okay, never mind, that was a complete fail. So no hot fudge, but I still got sprinkles and M&Ms, and let's try the actual ice cream before it melts too much on me. Oh yeah, it's super creamy. It's got a beautiful vanilla flavor. This is top tier ice cream for sure. So overall, the things I would do differently is make sure the mixture is pre-cooled to speed up the process. Make sure the hot fudge is a little bit warmer than fridge temperature so that it actually gets to be a liquid consistency, and practice my swirling into a cone. So with all that considered, if you're okay with the ahead of time preparation you have to do with the freezer bowl, I can definitely recommend this machine. Now, if you've tried this machine or plan to try it, let me know your favorite recipes or hacks in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.